Now, while I have discussed the Corey Perry issue, let's discuss another issue. Columbus, yeah. So Werenski had surgery in May. And anytime that somebody has surgery and they're coming back off of said surgery, you're concerned. And it is shoulder surgery, and you're going to have concerns about that. Now Seth Jones is out for minimum 4 weeks with a knee issue. So if you're a Columbus fan, you've got Panarin, which is an uncertainty, right? Is Panarin stick around after this year? You got Bobrovsky. That's an uncertainty. Is Bobrovsky sticking around after this year? What kind of shape is Werenski going to be in this season? Is he going to be 100%? When a guy has shoulder surgery, is his shot the same after? Does it mean he changes the way he plays? And now they're short Seth Jones. Jones, who a lot of us were expecting him to not just finish 4th in Norris Trophy voting this year, but perhaps 2nd or maybe even 1st this season. He's that good. And it leaves a defense that lost some depth in the offseason and losing Johnson, losing Cole, and Ryan Murray. There's also rumors that he's still banged up as well, that there's stuff going on with him, and or at least word that he's banged up as well. If you're a Columbus fan, it's got to be somewhat unnerving. This is where, again, as I talked about with Anaheim earlier, they need somebody to step into Corey Perry's spot and show that they can score 20 goals in the season and put up those kinds of totals. During this first month of the season, which is very, very important, you're looking for a defenseman to step in and show he can play top 4 minutes that you didn't expect to play top 4 minutes. And when people say, well, it's only for X amount of time, it's okay. At the start of the season, teams that get behind, teams that are behind at American Thanksgiving normally don't make the playoffs. Coming back when you're down is very, very difficult in this league now with the 3-point games that we have. Columbus can't afford to start slow. You're trying to sell the city and the franchise to Panarin and Bobrovsky to stick around. You want Panarin to sign long-term, and you want Bobrovsky to not be asking for the moon. You want to go to Bobrovsky and say, look, we want this team to be long-term success. We want to have long-term success. We want to be, advancing closer to the Stanley Cup every year. And in order to do that, we're going to need players to perhaps take a little bit below market value so we can afford to keep everything together. It's going to be harder to make those arguments if the team falls out of the playoffs this year. And the Metro is so competitive. And you've got a very hungry Islanders team that wants to prove themselves. You've got a Devils team that wants to prove that they're not flash in the pans. A young up-and-coming team in Philly. And then you've got Washington and Pittsburgh that are entrenched. This is not going to be an easy division. And I'm well aware that I didn't mention Carolina. And Carolina fans are going to say, hey, we've had a great preseason. And they have. So losing Seth Jones is major. And I'm not going to try to belittle it or say, oh, they should be fine. It's only 10, 12 games. Because if it's 10 games, if it's 15, however many he misses, they're really going to miss him on that blue line. So I'm hopeful that Columbus weathers this storm, but it's going to be really tough. And it's going to be a matter of the best coaching John Tortorella has ever done to get around this. Because they have lost some depth on the blue line. And this was a team that took a step back in the standings last year from where they were the year before. And in the playoffs, they seemed like they were on the verge of a breakthrough against Washington, and then it all fell apart. So they need to take that step forward this year. This is the year they need to at least win a round in the playoffs, and it has to get off to a good start to get there. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always, in regards to this issue. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.